Grazie. Yeah, that's on. Do you need it?
That's it. I'll turn the television on.
Indicates that we are about to start second half. Trailing by 19 points, the WRFL. Naman and Daunt go at it again, and Madgwick, who's had a big day so far, gets a kick forward for the Goulburn Valley. It's controlled down there though by Fisher for the WRFL, and a kick forward, a helicopter punt bouncing forward up towards the half-forward flank. Coming out to attack it there was Borden, couldn't gather cleanly. Off half-back, Roach now for Goulburn Valley. Goes short and finds Panuccio.
So Panuccio over the top there with Hugo Ingham on the receiving end. He holds the Sharon, true centre wing position, far side of the ground here. 19-point margin, very early stages of the third quarter here. Good hand over the back there from Naiman, who wasn't able to finish it off though. So the footy dropped, it's turned over, picked up by Ingham, loads up long inside 50, Robinson underneath, couldn't take the second bite of the cherry, hits the deck now. Here come the Mosquito Patrol here, and Roche, whose kick was poor and it was cut off, but even poorer was the kick in defence for the Western Region Football League. And Jet Matthews, gee, if he had his time again there, would probably have chosen a different option, but Robinson almost floating across, able to take the mark there. Instead it's just touched and it goes through for a rush, so it'll be a 20-point lead to the Goulburn Valley League.
And the kick in by the Western Region Football League might have been messed up too. It hasn't found a target, it's in the back pocket, and the loose footy is gathered now, and eventually they clear the Western Region Footy League after making a hash of it. A long kick up the commentary side wing at ground level, picking up is Callaway. Handball back in board to no one in particular. Now gathering the loose footy is Busuttil. Beats a couple of tackles, then handball straight to the opposition. Sloppy skills. And now running away is Cook for the Goulburn Valley. Up inside the 50. Oh, attacking it hard there was Wallace for the WRFL.
And Hugo Ingham's copped one.
Yes, Ingham is down.
But and again, it was just his sheer attack on the footy.
And there's a free kick, and it's gone the way of Roach for Goulburn Valley. and his teammate's still down behind play going on around him. Now it's Pritchard with it off half-back, and his kick goes out of play on the full, right below us.
Looks like we're not far away from having our boundary rider join us, which would be fantastic at some point in time.
Behind play, Ingham is getting himself up, and he's coming off in the hands of the trainers. He looks a bit groggy as his teammate Burnett prepares to take the free kick right below us. I think he might have to wait for Ingham to come off.
Yeah,
yes,
certainly no malice in that. Just the two boys really hard at the footy, and Ingham's come off second best there. He's a little bit groggy, but he's as hard as a cat's head, this kid. Don't worry about that. As the kick goes inside 50 now, fisted away. Goulburn Valley League, another chance, this time around the body. Dylan Corky kicked one like this in the first half. He's unable to do it in the second. He's, as a matter of fact, unable to score. Goes out of bounds on the full.
So Western Region Footy League trying to run it out of half-back. Again, they get themselves into a muddle. A kick close to the boundary there, and it's out of play, but this time it is just inside the line, so it's a throw-in. So they're trying to chance their arm out of the kickouts here, the home team, but they've almost brought themselves undone a couple of times. So a boundary throw-in just outside defensive 50 for the WRFL. It's over the head of the two ruckmen, and it's a real raffle for the ball. Hadara in the clinches, got a handball away, and they get it up towards half forward where Napoleon White tried to slap it on. It's read well though by Smith for the Goulburn Valley. His handball wasn't great though, and Napoleon White arrives. He soccers it forward, but picking it up off the deck there was Gagliardi. Handball around the body only as far as Sardi for the home team. A bouncing football now. Napoleon White arrives again and opening the door here for his teammate in green, who snaps around the body
and misses.
So a rare 4-way forward there for the WRFL, only getting it behind. They advance to 2-6-18, trailing 5-7-37.
And that's the difference between the two sides at the minute, isn't it? A real poor use of a pretty clean inside 50 there from the Western Region Football League, and that has to be kicked, that goal. And unfortunately for Lachlan Green it wasn't to be, but the effort there once again of Napoleon White, who's certainly got to be up there in the top 3 or 4 for the Western Region Football League, was great. Just didn't result in a goal. Boundary umpire throws it in. Daunt finds front position, taps it straight down. It was picked up there by Sardi, who's done well. He handballs it back out to Fisher. Further afield, it's going to be a Western Region Football League free kick here. It'll go the way of Mason Borden, whose kick is a nothing kick inside 50, and Matt Rennie takes the intercept mark for the Goulburn Valley League. High up to the battle of the man buns there. Once again comes over the back and picked up now by Riley Smith to centre half forward. Now Robinson, long searching lead. Oh, really well done there. Stewart ran through, handball over the top. This certainly should result in a goal. Really good vision here. Panuccio underneath it, should take the mark, could stream in, doesn't, elects to stop, but almost in the goal square, although he will be on a fairly severe angle. He generates a set shot scoring opportunity, and the Goulburn Valley League, really good transition.
Got to make the most of this opportunity though. They've missed some early ones. They could really put the WRFL away here.
And that isn't going to get the job done. The check side banana around the body just goes through for a point. So Western Region Footy League now have it, and they'll clear out of their defensive 50 on the chest of Marshall Robertson. So Sharon is.
Robertson on half-back on the outer side. He's in two minds here. He's called to play on. He just decides to bang it long up the outer wing. A big pack in front. Goulburn Valley had numbers. No one could pull down the mark. Madgwick got the loose football. Now he gathers again in front of the scoreboard. He's hurried out of play, and there'll be a throw-in. And the scoreboard reads pretty well for the GVFL at the moment, leading by 20 points, 5-8-38 to 2-6-18. We've gone nearly 7 minutes in this third term. Boundary throw-in. Robertson in ruck with Naman. Neither really got a definitive tap. Robinson, though, bullocks his way through, shoveled a handball out, and now they go forward again, the Goulburn Valley. Up towards, up towards Devlin, contested, couldn't pull down the mark, and winning the loose footy in the centre of the ground was Callaway. Callaway now to Phillips. Long ball up inside the 50. A chance here for the home team, or going back with the flight was Borden. Couldn't quite pull down the mark, and off hands it's whisked away and outside the 50, out of play. So some sporadic forward entries there for the WRFL, but nothing really to put the Goulburn Valley under pressure.
And the visitors really blocking up the space really well. When the ball goes inside 50, they're always in front.
Yeah, good defence at the moment as a boundary umpire throws it back in. The lead's 20 points. It's not insurmountable, but the Goulburn Valley League, if they keep on possessing it the way that they have and keep getting it inside 50 like they have right now, this time through Jai Khan, that's going to change very, very quickly with the kick over the top, and that's going to be a downfield free kick, I think, to the Goulburn Valley League here. And it looks like Will Devlin will be the man. Once again, the late inclusion into the side has an opportunity now to be the leading goal kicker on the afternoon. He'll go back, set shot, the Echuca boy from 20 metres out directly in front. Devlin should make no mistake here, and he has drilled it for the Goulburn Valley League, and they push out to a 26-point lead now, and they really start to kick away here, do the Goulburn Valley League. 6-8-44 plays the Western Region Football League 2-6-18, and, well, the alarm bells start to ring now.
Yes, they do indeed. We mentioned at the halftime break that the WRFL needed the first goal of the term. Well, they haven't got that, and they haven't really looked like scoring much since the early stages of the second. At the ball up, Robinson in the ruck now for Goulburn Valley. Can't win this one though, but they may get the clearance. In fact, it comes towards Phillips for the WRFL, who slipped over and then got touched high as he went down. So lucks of fortune there. Can he make the most of it? He's got the free kick. He'll send the WRFL into attack. They need to make every post a winner now. Kick up inside the 50. Pack flies, comes off hands to no one in particular. Under pressure there was Johnson, and now to Burnett, goes short to half back, and he picks out Serra, one of seemingly half the players on the field with a man bunny. Kicks up towards centre wing rather. Davies flew from the side, couldn't pull down the mark. Boundary throw in right below us.
Just an update on Joel Sanford, boys, from the Goulburn Valley Football League. He emerged on crutches after half-time, so he succumbed to that right leg injury. Won't play any further part of the game.
No, certainly won't. That's sad news for Joel. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Madgwick, hands over the top there. Really hard contact there on Joel Serra. He rode the bump, got up well, tackled again, and we'll have a ball up. Ball going nowhere, directly in front of the commentary position. It's a 26-point lead to the Goulburn Valley League. Serra won the clearance and then just bombs it inside 50. Mark was taken easily there by Zane Wallace, uncontested. He's got a target out wide here in Verano, who now picks up the footy, the North Footscray boy, and then kicks it up to the half-forward flank. No mark could be taken, cut off there by Burnett. Did he have possession of the footy? Was he just lost it there? The umpire let it go. A really good body there by Callaway. Creates an opportunity for Yusuf around the body. Up deep inside, attacking 50 now. Bounces in front of Green. Green gets the handball across. Sprayed kick across the face. Fishes underneath it. Is he going to be able to take the mark? No, Phillips is there too. Tackles his opponent there, and the Goulburn Valley League back six stand up really well once again, and they clear the footy, this time through Maxi Daunt. And that's what I was talking about just before half-time. Poor disposal there from the big Maxi. And that's the one thing in his game at this point in time that he just needs to work on a little bit more, because he has got a really good future in the game if he's able to clean that up.
So boundary throw in right below us, and the aforementioned Daunt and Naman almost joined at the hip, those two, doing the ruck contest, and winning it at ground level here is Cook. By hand now to the running Liardi. Kick inside 50, a deep entry, but it bounces wide of the point post and out of play in the left forward pocket at the city end, where most of the play has been situated in this third term. Goulburn Valley having the run of proceedings, leading by 22 points.
Just on the
26 points rather.
Just on the 50-metre zones for the third quarter. Go tape Golden Valley Football League 7 to the Western Region Football League 3.
Yeah, it's a big differential at the moment. Now a chance here for little Stewart, who handballs it now to his teammate, who hits the post.
Gagliardi, I think.
And it was Jaden Gagliardi there, whose kick just hits the woodwork. So another score there for the Golden Valley, a minor. 27 points it is, and it's desperation stakes now for the Western Region Football League. They have not really looked like scoring, though, in this quarter. Now Kai Madrick wins the hard one, far side of the ground, handballs it now in front of Gagliardi, picked it up. Oh, really well done there. Handball now in front of his teammate there in Cook, who's tackled, sacked, dropped it. Umpire says free kick, Western Region Football League, and Phillips will take the mark for the Bulldogs. Let's call them the Bulldogs.
In fact, Jason, the Western Region Football League, 28 minutes of playing time without a goal.
Not good enough. It's not going to win you many games of football, is it?
No, and they're still a fair way from the goals here as the ball goes out of play between centre wing and half forward at the pool end. Right half forward desperately needs something here. The WRFL need the next goal, need probably the next 2 or 3. From the boundary, throwing coming from behind. Green won it down. Now towards Jawad. He gets a kick inside 50. There a chance here. It comes off hands. Milic kept going. Tumbled a kick across the face. Now it's Callaway who will gather in the pocket. Turns his opponent inside out. Snap around the body. Will that be the spark that gets them going? A goal for Callaway. Badly needed for the WRFL, and they stay within punching distance. They're 3-6-24, trailing the GVFL 6-9-45. We've gone 14 minutes in the third.
Yeah, really good finish there by Callaway. That's what they've been lacking, that polish in front of goal when they have had chances. And on this occasion, they are able to finish it off quite nicely there through James Callaway, who kicks his first on the afternoon.
Has he been thrown forward, Jason?
I don't know if it's a permanent move forward, but Statsman, he's come off the bench for a little bit of a rest now. But we'll get play back underway, and it is back to a 21-point lead, and they win the centre clearance here too. Now Callaway back out on the ground, centre half forward, picked up at centre half back though by Tommy Burnett, who finds a target out wide, and that could be really instrumental in the outcome of this contest there, because Western Region Footy League get that back inside 50 and all of a sudden kick another goal. It's back to 15 points in a blink of an eye, and it's certainly back to game on, but it'll stay at 21, 15 gone third term.
Ball up, Daunt won it down towards Roach, kick it around the body, not to any great effect. Daunt does the follow-up though, then his handball went straight to the opposition, not sure what he was up to there, and his opposing number centre handball straight to Cook, now on towards Gagliardi with a flying shot at goal, and he's missed just to the near side. Wow. Again, a comedy of errors from both teams really, but almost costing the WRFL there.
The comedy of errors, but nobody's laughing as the Western Region Footy League have it in the back pocket. Good mark taken by Buzzertill, who's still inside the defensive half for the Western Region Footy League, which is not where they need the footy, as Devlin wins the hard one, handballs it now. They'll go back inside 50 there. White's kick was okay. And a really good mark taken there by Riley Fisher for the Western Region Football League. Stops the Goulburn Valley League attack. Now there's been a free kick paid here. Probably should be down the ground, that one. No, the umpire's bringing it back, and it'll go the way of Jet Matthews. But as we now tick over the 16.5-minute mark of this third term, they really need a goal before half time, and they're not going to get one with kicks like that, although Panuccio should have done better in the situation. He's now tackled, has to be paid dropping the football, and he's...
Stroke of luck there for the WRFL, and they need to make the most of it as Napoleon White attacks the ball hard. Couldn't take the mark, but helps it out of play right below our commentary position on centre wing here at Avalon Airport Oval. So last 3 minutes of this third term, if the WRFL can jag a goal here, They will go into the final break with some hope. Green in ruck now, won it over the top of Daunt, taken over by Bogdan, who beat a couple and then dropped the footy, but he was caught high just before he did so. So a stroke of luck there for Bogdan, and he gets the free kick and he plays on quickly. A driving ball up inside the 50. Robinson will be the target. He's got players all around him, but doing the roving there was Ingham. Read it like a book and kicks a goal. Front and centre, Hugo Ingham, who looked as though he'd been knocked into the middle of next week earlier in the quarter. He came off looking very groggy. It's been a great recovery. That was a great goal. And the GVFL jump out again to a very handy lead, 7-10-52 to the WRFL 3-6-24, and we've gone nearly 18 minutes.
Yeah, it's a really classy finish there. He read the situation better than anyone did, Hugo Ingham. And sadly for the Western Region Footy League, it's just turnover after turnover. But it's through the help of the really solid defence from all players, forwards, midfielders and defenders, all just defending really well for the Goulburn Valley League when they don't have the footy. Now Madrick wins it out of the middle of the ground and kicks it to McMahon. He goes around the corner, turns it over. The umpire said didn't travel the required 15 there, so Kane Ryan under the pump really quickly. Picked up by Madrick again. Handball back inboard to McMahon, lost the footy. Now another chance here for Ryan of the Western Region Football League. He can't clear the footy. Running through there is Jaden Bogdan. He lost it. Picked up now by Jackson Sardi for the Western Region Footy League. Goes further afield. This is building towards something nice for the WRFL. And again, there's that turnover kick. And it's centre half back. That's just not going to get the job done. And Thomas Burnett takes the easiest of intercept marks and kicks it out to almost the half forward flank for the Goulburn Valley League. We'll go with a really good mark there.
Davies.
Is it? Okay, thank you very much.
So he kicks high inside the 50. A late goal here would really just about finish the WRFL off, and Robinson was looking for it, but he couldn't quite get to the loose footy as it fell behind the pack, and it went through for one behind instead. So
there's 30 seconds left, Cade, in this third quarter, so absolutely cannot afford to concede late.
From the kick in, goes out wide, and again the Goulburn Valley get it through Daunt. Now back off hands to Burnett. Spears a ball inside 50, looking for Panuccio. Couldn't quite take the mark. WRFL have to work overtime here. Milic diving on top of the footy. Beaten to it though by Madgwick. Kick around the body, up inside the 50 once more. They're working overtime here to try and avoid another goal here, the WRFL. It's close to the boundary, over the boundary, in the left forward pocket, as time ticks down towards three-quarter time. That is three-quarter time. So at the final change, the GVFL, as they have done for most of the game, well in control here. 7-11-53, leading the WRFL 3-6-24. So it's a 29-point advantage in favour of the visitors, and we've got a quarter to go here in this under-18s representative match between the WRFL and GVFL at Avalon Airport Oval. We'll go to a break.
Valley League, something to happen, and it'll be a shift as to what's happened the rest of the game so far. So I think the Goulburn Valley League should win this.
Okay, but an early break here for the WRFL at the start of the final term. Spills out of the pack though, and the mark is taken. Out of play. Probably not a bad result for the Goulburn Valley in the circumstance, and there will be a boundary throw in just outside right half back.
So the boundary umpire launches it in. 29 points here. Western Region Footy League need to kick the first goal if there's any hope whatsoever, remembering their 20-minute quarters. Cook now wins it. Handballs back to Madgwick. Had plenty of it. Goes up to the half-forward flank there. Running through was James Davies, who clever little handball over the top to McMahon, now to Robinson. Robinson comes back in, almost had his head off there, did Roche. Picked up there, hit out now by Napoleon White. Yes, Napoleon White. He goes out. Mason Taylor, check side kick around the body. Which way will it bounce? Through for a behind. WRFL boys.
No, but a promising move though, getting over the back, sort of getting on the run and getting in behind the Goulburn Valley defence, of which Burnett has been a staunch partner. He kicks out wide here, coming from behind. Cook at half-back couldn't quite take the mark. It is slapped back in play by Hadara, on towards Sardi. Kick inside 50 and a mark there taken by Green. So a bit of quick thinking by Hadara, then Sardi. Bit of one-touch football, and it ends up with Lachlan Green, who's already kicked one, and he can kick for his second year. So if there to be any hope, they need an early goal. Can Lachlan Green provide it? He's about 30 metres out, just off centre to the city end, and it starts right and bends back. It's a lovely kick, and it's through, and they might have just the slightest chance here, the WRFL. They trail now by 22 points. They're 4-7-31, trailing the GVFL 7-11-53. We've gone 2.5 minutes in the last term.
They've come out with a bit of purpose, haven't they, the Western Region Football League, and the Go Tape Goulburn Valley Football League haven't really had their hands on it yet in this final term thus far. It has only gone 3 minutes, though, but great start to the Western Region Football League this final term.
Yeah, well, they need a little bit more of where that came from. So all of a sudden, it's back to 22 points, and the game totally not beyond the Western Region Football League, unless it's up to blokes like this for the Goulburn Valley League to really stand up in this last quarter. And that's Kai Magic. That's going to be a free kick to the WRFL. And Luke Favour had his head just about chopped off. Now the kick up to centre wing. Oh, big fly over the back there, and a great mark by Mitchell Roach, whose little chip pass is good as well. And Kai Madrick elects to go back in board, centre corridor. Luke White takes the mark, vice-captain of the Goulburn Valley League. Kicks it back to the captain of the Goulburn Valley League in Madrick. Again, chip over the top. Oh, they almost could have got a 50-metre penalty paid their way there, the Goulburn Valley League. Umpire let it go. Robinson launches at it, ran from about 10 deep and just got a fingernail to it, couldn't quite take the mark. So now picked up by the Western Region Football League. By hands over the top, it came from Jet Matthews, and it goes over the line, half-forward flank for the Goulburn Valley League. 4.5 gone in the final term. It's a 22-point lead to the GVL.
Boundary throwing clears the ruckman, but Hadara, who's been very good, got a handball away, and now the kick towards half forward. Yusuf contested for the WRFL, brought it to ground, now towards Robinson, beat one tackle. Handballed is picked up by Yusuf again, up and under kick inside the 50, not great for the forwards, and camping underneath it and marking there was a Goulburn Valley player I haven't identified. He goes out wide towards Madrick though, who can't keep it in, the skipper, and there's a throw in right below us.
It might have been Panuccio, I think, who took the intercept mark, but it was made pretty easy by Yusuf's poor kick. Just sort of hitting and hoping there, desperation sort of stuff. Jackson Sardi ran away with the footy, then got some help from Jordan Buzzertill. Worked pretty hard, those two boys in the midfield. Best on ground, I'd say, for the Western Region Footy League's Ben Hadara. And this bloke here, Stephen Narman's been okay as well. Now it's going to be a free kick through the WRFL. Now Sardi has the footy. He kicks it now to the half-forward flank, half volley. Couldn't take the mark there, the big fella in Borden. His handball over the top though was pretty clever. Gets a chance of them inside 50. Yusuf now around the body, shortly finishes this off, and does. And they get a little bit excited here, the Dogs, because they are right back into this, up to their necks. It's back to a 15-point ball game, and the Goulburn Valley League, they can't afford to keep their foot off the pedal. They've really got to try and drive this one home, because at this point in time they have just been left napping at the start of this final quarter. 6 minutes in, couple of goals to the WRFL, and there's that change. You were talking about what needed to happen. Well, it's this is exactly what hasn't happened for the remainder of the game earlier on, and they just really need to.
Real quickly, that's the first time they've kicked 2 on the bounce today.
Yep.
And Narman wins the tap here for the WRFL, who've suddenly got a sniff, and it's down towards Busuttil. Handball towards Hadara has been very good. Back towards Busuttil, going around in circles. Now he's going the right direction and kicking forward, up towards half forward. No mark is taken. Off hands it comes towards Cook, who's been good for the Goulburn Valley. Now towards Gagliardi. Kicks up the loose footy. Handball back towards Cook, who kept running and nearly got his head taken off on centre wing, and he gets a free kick. His long hair is still very much in place though. He's got the band around it. He kicks up inside the 50 here. It's over the back of the pack. Scampering back for the Dogs is Robertson, gathering in the back pocket, wheeling around, kicking nicely, and he picks out Taylor, Ethan Taylor, off half back, long ball right below us on centre wing. Burnett in front, couldn't take the mark for Goulburn Valley, who's suddenly under the pump. Callaway tried to soccer away the loose ball. Burnett did well, under pressure, gathered the loose footy, then handed it straight to Sardi. Now towards Callaway, beat one tackle, couldn't beat a second, then handed it straight over the boundary. Umpire says holding the ball.
Yeah, good piece of play there by both sides, but unfortunately just tried to do a little bit too much there, did Callaway. And a good pass came from Sarah to find Lachlan McMahon, who loads up and out towards the half-forward flank looking for Daunt. Couldn't take the mark. Running through there was Luke Favour, and the umpire says, well, we've actually ran over the boundary, so it'll be a boundary throw in half-forward flank for the Goulburn Valley League. Can they get the response much required? Because it's all Western Region Footy League so far, early stages of this final term. Dangerous position here for the Western Region Footy League. They really need to defend this. Picked up there by Favour, steamrolls his way through, then falls to the ground. If he's not careful, he might get pinged here. The umpire said you have no prior opportunity, so we'll ball it up. About 45 out from the Goulburn Valley League goal. It's back to a
16 point.
16 point. Thank you very much. Doing quick maths there on the run. Margin the Goulburn Valley League way.
Ingham got a handball out to no one in particular, and it's stolen here by the WRFL, who get a kick up towards half forward in Yusuf, who's been very handy in this term. Kicked the last goal. He's a kick and a half from home here, but he can set something up. It's an open 50. He goes into the pocket, looking for Green, second in line. Couldn't quite take the mark at the fall as Busuttil. Now towards Milic, and his kick on the non-preferred went out of bounds on the full, and opportunity goes begging for the home team.
He looks a likely type. He's a very solid young man for an 18-year-old kid. He's got a fair bit of size on him, but he's just been starved of opportunity this afternoon.
And doesn't have a left foot by the looks of that, because he put it straight out of play from the free kick, which was taken by Roach, and he goes to the opposing pocket and finds Madgwick. Madgwick just gets the wedge out. A bit of a risky kick, and coming in to spoil there was Mantis, and helping it out of play just inside the forward 50 on the outer side for the WRFL. They can apply some more pressure here.
So time continues to tick over. Precious seconds for the Western Region Football League, and well, every second that goes away, the closer the Goulburn Valley League are to a win. Now through Panuccio, as a matter of fact, that might have been Jaden Gagliardi there. There's McMahon also involved, up at centre half forward. Now tackled and probably holding the football. No, said the umpire. Joel Serra did well. The footy hits the deck now. The umpire's going to throw it up. At centre half forward-ish for the Goulburn Valley League. 10.5 gone final term, 16-point ball game. Umpire throws it up. Daunt just won the tap out there. Now a chain of handballs releases Cook in the end. Around the body, Robinson up to full forward. This would almost get it done here if the Goulburn Valley League were able to finish. And off one step there and missing what he should have kicked there. Lachlan McMahon will have to settle for a behind. So back to 17 points here. Final term, 11 gone.
And suddenly it's the Goulburn Valley who need a goal just to take the wind out of the WRFL sails. They get the kick in here, the WRFL, and Pritchard was the target. He couldn't quite take the mark, and they're under the pressure here again deep in their defensive 50.
Well, that point to the Go Tafe Goulburn Valley Football League's their first score for the quarter, boys.
And the ball's still inside their attacking area. So the umpire throws it up. Maxie Daunt had no opponent in the ruck, so he just slaps it out in front of Sarah, charging through, tucks it under one arm and runs over the line. So another boundary throw in here. And this is really playing into the GVL's hands at the minute. Stoppage after stoppage. Chain of handballs here. They lose it though, and the Western Region Footy League come back through Mantis. His kick up towards the big fella in Milic, who's a long way out of his preferred area inside 50. Now the height difference there was in favour of Narman, but he just sort of ran the footy. Now the Goulburn Valley League back six link up well. They've done it well all day. They're under pressure big time here though. The desperation really stepping up here. Kane Ryan threw his body at it for the WRFL. And the footy eventually goes over the line, but just got the sense at the moment that the Western Region Footy League are really hungry for it, and they just wanted a little bit more than what the Goulburn Valley League do.
12 and a half gone in the last turn. They've still got time. The WRFL from the ball in. Bogdan ran over the top of the footy. Bussettle tried to shovel out a handball. McMahon got a kick away, but it went to no one and picked up by Verano. Kick up towards half forward. Now running onto the loose footy is Napoleon White. He's dangerous. He hands it off towards Mantis. A flying shot at goal. And it's ricocheted through and it's off hands for a behind, so they're edging close to the WRFL. They would have loved to have got a goal there instead of a point.
Yep, and Yusuf looked around at the umpire and claimed to be manhandled whilst
Boys,
not in possession.
Clearances around the grand final quarter. Western Region Football League 11 to Go Tafe Goulburn Valley Football League 5. A complete turnaround, boys.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we needed, wasn't it, for the WRFL? Was a dramatic difference to the first three quarters, and now Yusuf takes a mark. The umpire said no 15 or touched.
And there's a player down
Goulburn
behind
Valley League player down. I think he's just copped a little bit of a knee in the side. They really hurt those. Now an opportunity for Callaway. Callaway ragdolled. Yusuf found front position. Picked up now Madgwick really under the pump. Oh, cool under pressure. Handball straight out to Roche. Around the body. Up and under kick now. Running through was Joel Serra. He lost the footy. Now the kick comes across the face of goal. Dangerous for the Goulburn Valley League. Running at it there was a Kane Ryan, lost the footy, and the Goulburn Valley League will take a little bit of a stop there because that will waste some more precious time off the clock, and it's time that the WRFL don't have a great deal of left. Just 6 minutes left to go in this contest and a 16-point deficit to overcome.
Boundary throw in, sharking it is Madgwick, hard up against the boundary, hooked a kick around his body and climbing high and taking a strong mark for the Goulburn Valley was Davies. Had his name written all over it. He's on between halfback and centre wing. Right below us, he kicks it high up towards the forward 50 where nobody is there except for Pritchard for the WRFL, and he takes a good mark. Absolutely no one in the forward 50 for the Goulburn Valley there, as Pritchard's kick to centre wing was marked by Bogdan. Handball went straight towards Green though, now towards Bussettle of the WRFL. He's slung down and then beset upon by at least half the players on the ground, a big pack, and the umpire will come in and ball up.
Yeah, if they had have been able to win that clearance there, they had Milic all by himself inside 50. The Goulburn Valley League have just picked up on that now and got Smith back there. In the meantime now, Robinson goes back the other way, marks it at centre half forward, chip kick over the top now, Roach, little lob wedge, finds the chest of Joel Serra, and he will take all of the time in the world to have this set shot. 40 metres out, not much of an angle to speak of. Distance won't be an issue. He's a pretty good kick, this young kid. And if he's able to kick the goal, it will be all she wrote here for the Western Region.
This is the game on the line, isn't it?
This is the game on the line, no doubt about that.
So in comes Serra from just inside the 50. He gives it everything he's got.
He got it.
And it might be enough here. It is enough. Serra's kicked the goal, and the Goulburn Valley are just about home here. They've been the better side for the bulk of the day, and that late sortie from the WRFL looks to have been snuffed out with that goal. They're 8-12-60, the Goulburn Valley. The WRFL 5-8-38. We've gone over 16 minutes in this final term.
Yeah, 22-point margin now. They need 4 goals in under 4 minutes, so that's beyond the old Lee Matthews clock rule.
Yeah, Jason, I'll put the dress on and start singing, mate.
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
Make sure you get that one on Facebook Live or something like that.
Yeah, no, there'll be plenty of eyes on it. Don't worry about that as Sheldon Bogdan wins the footy out of the middle, kicks it up to the half-forward flank there, and Jackson Stewart was tackled. Loose footy, and eventually players jumping all over it. The umpire blows his whistle, going nowhere, so we'll ball it up. Half-forward flank.
Daunt won it down. He's rucked hard all day, Maxi Daunt. And it comes to the advantage of his teammates here as Gagliardi gets a kick up inside 50. Now at the back of the pack is Khan. He's been a live wire all day, just runs out of room here, but there's a free kick going the way of the GVFL. I'm not exactly sure what that was for, but it's looks as though... Who's that player out there? They're a long way away. Is it Bogdan? Either way, it's a Goulburn Valley player with the shot on goal. They're almost in the car park, though. They're in the left forward pocket. I think it is Bogdan. Deep in the left forward pocket. Tries to thread the eye of a needle, and he can't quite do so. He misses to the near side.
It's unfortunate. He's had a couple of chances, Bogdan, to kick goals, and, you know, he's... one of the younger players out there today. It would have been fantastic. He probably gets another opportunity at interleague level, but it would have been great to add a couple of goals to his fair few possessions this afternoon. Now Dawn, not quite the intercept mark at half back, but a pretty good attempt at it. Eventually goes through his fingers, and Jaden Gagliardi sees it over the line for the Goulburn Valley League. As time continues to tick away here, a minute and a half. Great start for the Goulburn Valley League for all of those listening back in the Goulburn Valley to Interleague Saturday. As through a chain of handballs here, they'll lose it through Smith, who was tackled really hard. Good effort there by Cook to come through and give his teammate a little bit of a chop out there. Comes down now, and that will be the icing on the cake for Lachlan McMahon, who kicked his first of the afternoon. Another player who's had a couple of opportunities at kicking goals in the passage of play this afternoon, or this morning rather, and been unable to finish. There is a little bit of a cherry on top of the cupcake there, and now I think the scoreboard truly reflective of the dominance of the Goulburn Valley League here, because really they've had the game on their terms for most of the morning here, boys. 9:13:67 it is. GVL over the Western Regional Football League. 5-8-38, 28 seconds left to go.
Yes, and the WRFL get a quick takeaway here. It's Hadara. They'd love a late goal. Hadara kicks long. Yusuf up. He went. Did he take the mark?
Absolutely. Pay
the
that.
umpire has paid it.
That is a
He was in the next postcode, Yusuf. He was way at the back of the pack, but somehow he managed to juggle it. And as time ticks down, he will kick the goal after the siren. So it won't affect the overall result, but it will make the scoreboard look a bit more respectable for the WRFL. They come in directly in front, about 25 out. It's an ugly looking kick off the boot, but it doesn't matter. It's straight through. So that is the 6th goal for the WRFL. They finish at 6-8-44 to the GVFL 9-13-67. So it's a 23-point win to the visitors, and Pepe Cavalieri is going to be down on the boundary. No, we'll get
to him soon.
We'll get him shortly.
Yep.
But yes, the final score is the WRFL 6-8-38. I don't know if that's been counted. The scoreboard hasn't moved, but by my calling it is 6-8-44.
Yeah, 6-8-44 to 9-13-67. I make it. The scoreboard just hasn't registered that last goal to the Western region.
Which means it's a 23-point margin, and the post-game presentations will actually happen off-field, as, believe it or not, we are about 2 minutes away from the opening bounce of the senior game, so they won't muck around.
So Pepe's down there trying to get an interview. Maybe while we wait for that, Mark, do you have some quick stats for us?
I can go through the stats of the game. Just if you just joined us to go tape Golden Valley Football League 9-13-67 to the Western Region Football League 6-8-44 in the under-18s this morning, and centre breaks for the game. It was the go tape Golden Valley Football League 10 to the Western Region Football Leagues 8. So not a lot. Clearances around the ground. Go tape Golden Valley Football League 50 to the Western Region Football League 44, I should say, beg your pardon. So 50 to 44, the GVFL with a 6 differential there. Inside 50 zones, go tape Golden Valley Football League 39 to the Western Region Football Leagues 28. Marks inside 50, the go tape Golden Valley Football League 7 to the Western Region Football Leagues 4, and I've got nothing else for you boys, I believe.
Okay, well, Pepe Cavalieri's got us down on the boundary with the coach of the GVFL. Pepe, take it away.
Good on you, Cade. Thanks very much. I've got the coach of the Goulburn Valley Football League, Jason Wells. Jason, congratulations. A very hard-fought win today.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Pretty slippery early on, so it's good that the sun finally came out and the boys could showcase their skills, which was great.
And the WRFL, they came at you in the last quarter just a little bit, bit of pressure on your boys. And they weathered the storm pretty well. Yeah,
it's funny, during the third quarter they probably did as well. For 7 minutes they got on top of us, and to our credit we sort of turned around for that last 3 minutes that in the end was the result in the game, because they finished up very well.
Interleague, it's a fun sort of thing that football does every year, and there's the rivalries between the clubs and all of that, but they all come together and they kind of throw that out the window. So how pleasing is it just to see them all come together and put together a performance like this?
Yeah, no, look, you're spot on, mate. Like, we spoke to them last night, we split them all up into different rooms so they're not with the blokes that they play footy with every week, and we're pretty lucky these days. Most kids know each other through social media and whatever else, so I'm very happy for the boys to get an opportunity and to play down here on a fantastic ground.
Terrific, mate. Go celebrate. Jason Wells, the coach of Goulburn Valley. Back to you, boys.
Thanks very much, Pep. And the seniors are not far away here. We're doing the presentations out on the ground for the under-18s. The senior teams are both out on the ground doing their warm-up. We'll come back soon with the start of the senior game. But for now, on 88.9 Win FM and 98.5 1FM in Shepparton, we'll go for a break.
Middle, we thought by control today, Jordan Basuto.
Right, guys. Now let's call Coach Jason Paul from the Goulburn Valley Football League to say a few words.
Thank you very much to the Western Region for putting on a great day. To Matt and his team, congratulations on a great effort. It was a really good game of footy. It took a while to get going, I think, with the dew on the ground early on, but you showed that you're a class act and your team was very good. And even late in that game, when we probably thought we had under 3/4 time, we got back with a chance to win the game. To my boys, coaching staff, runners, and everyone involved with the Goulburn Valley Footy League, it's a privilege to represent the jump up, and I said that to our boys before the game. It's great to get a bunch of 23 young fellas together that only known each other over the last sort of 3 weeks, but the work that they've probably for the last year or two has just shown why they get selected to play for the Goulburn Valley Footy League. Very, very proud and honoured that we can walk away with a trophy again. So congratulations, boys. Well done. And our best player, which was really tough to choose, actually the 4 coaches all had different 3-2-1, but our best player was our ruckman, Max Storm.
Well, Max and Jace, don't go too far. I'd like to now call forward Captain Clyde Madgwick from the Goulburn Valley Football League. Present the trophy to Kai and Jason. Congratulations, Goulburn Valley. Thanks, guys.
You're not barracking for